Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV in conjunction with Colfax High School presents Viking Pregame. A look at today's Colfax Vikings Girls game. And now, Viking Pregame.
Good evening and welcome to the NLWN-TV studios. Rick Olson here, and tonight the 6-1 Viking girls are looking to stay on top of their game and remain unbeaten in the Dun St. Croix Conference as they're getting ready to take on the 2-3 Spring Valley Cardinals, who are also unbeaten in the Dun St. Croix Conference at 2-0. Now, coming up in this edition of Viking Pregame, we'll take a look at tonight's matchup between the Cardinals and the Vikings. Then we'll get Coach Serrar's perspective on tonight's game in Coach's Corner. Following that, we'll send it out to Spring Valley High School, where we'll bring you all the play-by-play action of tonight's game. So it's time to get ready for some exciting high school girls basketball. All that coming up right after this brief timeout. You're tuned to Viking Pregame on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
I want to eat apples and bananas. I need to eat apples and bananas. Why can't I eat apples and bananas?
Support the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks to help provide meals to those in need. Join us at feedingamerica.org.
Welcome back to Viking Pregame, where we're getting ready to bring you all the action of tonight's girls basketball game between the Spring Valley Cardinals and the Colfax Vikings. The Vikings are looking to keep on winning following their dominating 59-21 win over the Boyceville Bulldogs last Tuesday. Now, in that win over the Bulldogs, the Vikings turned on the pressure from the get-go and never looked back. Now, leading the way for the Vikings was 5'7" sophomore McKenna Shipman, who hit on 6 field goals, 3 of which were three-pointers, and went 2 for 2 from the free throw line for 17 points. Molly Hydorn followed by hitting on 3 three-pointers for 9 points. On the boards, the Vikings were led by Shipman, who grabbed 9 rebounds, while Autumn Nigaman pulled down 7. So far on the season, leading the way for the Vikings in scoring is McKenna Shipman, who's shooting 35% from the floor and 71% from the free throw line, while averaging 16 points per game. She's followed by Jeanette Hajdukovic and Molly Hydorn, who each contribute over 6 points per game. On the boards, the Vikings are led by Shipman, who's pulling down 9 rebounds per game, as well as Hajdukovic, who pulls down around 6 per game, and Ainsley Olsen, who captures 5 boards per game. The Spring Valley Cardinals are currently 2-3 on the season, but unbeaten at 2-0 in the Dun St. Croix Conference, following a 44-38 win over the Boyceville Bulldogs last Friday. The Cardinals are a young team with 2/3 of their roster being freshmen and sophomores. The Cardinals are led in scoring by a junior, guard Mara Ducklow, who's putting up over 15 points per game. She's followed by sophomore forward Hallie Thomas, who's averaging 13 points per game. On the boards, the Cardinals' Thomas and Ducklow lead the way, once again, with 14 and 9 rebounds per game, respectively. Now, coming up next, following this timeout, we'll get the coach's perspective as we chat with Viking girls head coach Courtney Serrar on Coach's Corner. You're tuned to Viking Pregame on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
Dear moms and dads, what you have achieved here today is going to help us and our futures. It is why we are coming up on stage to collect your diplomas.
You know it's true.
Mom, we love you always.
Everything I do.
When you graduate, they graduate. Visit finishyourdiploma.org to find free and supportive adult education centers near you.
Time now to see what the coaches have to say. It's Coach's Corner, where they look at tonight's game from the coach's point of view. And now, Coach's Corner.
Once again, we're talking with Viking Girls head coach Courtney Serrar. And Coach, last Tuesday, the Vikings showed what they're capable of when they get off to a fast start, like a 14-0 lead en route to a dominating 59-21 win over the Boyceville Bulldogs. Your comments about that game?
Yeah, I thought, we played well. I thought we had a lot of kids, contribute. A lot of kids got a lot of playing time, so it was good to see some different lineups and that kind of stuff. So.
Well, the Vikings seem to show a lot of quickness, and their pressure early seemed to really frustrate the Bulldogs. But to my untrained eye, and you kind of hinted at it already, the real value out of Tuesday was the opportunity to get a lot of girls significant playing time. Now, can you talk about how those girls stepped up to that opportunity?
Yeah, I think we've talked in the past about how when your number is called, you just need to be ready to play regardless of, the situation or who we're playing, and our kids have gotten pretty good at that.
Now, today, the Vikings will continue Dunn St. Croix Conference action as they take on the Spring Valley Cardinals, who are currently 3-0 and tied with the Vikings in Elk Mound atop the Dunn St. Croix Conference. What can you tell us about the Cardinals?
Yeah, they have some athletic kids, that's for sure. I know the Ducklow girls averaging almost 20 points a game. So, Molly will have to do a good job on her. And I know we'll have to make shots because they play a zone, and we're just excited to get back on the floor.
After the last couple of days, I can't blame you for that at all. Now, the Vikings do have a couple of games next week in addition, and then you're off for the holiday break. Can you talk about how this team has progressed in this early part of the season?
Yeah, I think it was definitely going to be a struggle after losing, not only 4 starters, but kids who played a ton of minutes. So just trying to figure out, roles and where our scoring is going to come from and who needs to step up. So it's been good to see, as of late, they've played really well together.
Well, Coach Serrar, good luck on tonight's game. Hopefully the Vikings will stay right on top of the Dunn St. Croix Conference.
Thank you.
You've been listening to Coach's Corner, with a look at tonight's game from the coach's point of view. This has been a presentation of the Northern Light Webcasting Network.
You are loved. You are valued. You are resilient. You got this.
You're there for them. We're here for you. Find free care guides at aarp.org/caregiving.
Welcome back to Viking Pregame. The 6-1 Vikings are looking to keep their Dunn St. Croix Conference record unblemished as they prepare to take on the Spring Valley Cardinals, who are also unbeaten in the Dunn St. Croix Conference. The young and scrappy Cardinals would like to prove that their unbeaten mark in the conference is no fluke. So the stage is set for some exciting girls high school basketball, and we'll have all the action for you right here on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV. So, in just a moment, we'll send it out to Spring Valley High School, where our broadcast crew will bring you all the action of tonight's girls' game between the Colfax Vikings and the Spring Valley Cardinals. You've been tuned to Viking Pregame on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
Multiple studies have shown that marijuana can slow both driver reaction and response time, which can be really dangerous. It's here. It's here. Wait. What? I can't drive. Why? My. Oh.
You've been tuned to Viking Pregame with a look at today's Colfax Vikings girls game. This has been a presentation of the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV. Stay tuned. Coming up next is live Colfax Viking basketball.
It happens to everyone eventually. Your computer goes on the fritz. Fear not, Slayton's Technology Services can help. When your computer decides to not cooperate, it can be very frustrating. Let Slayton's Technology Services keep you from wanting to drive your computer right off a cliff. Slayton's Technology Services supports business of all sizes. They offer assistance with managed anti-malware, encrypted email, fast tech support, data backup, and recovery, and more. Call Slayton's Technology Services at 715-864-2833 and get the IT help you desire. Slayton's Technology Services is the official IT service for the Northern Light Webcasting Network.
Colfax Viking Basketball is on the air.
And the long pass down and in by Hajdukovic.
The Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV proudly presents tonight's Colfax Viking Girls Varsity Basketball game.
Long pass down the floor to Olsen. She stops, puts it up, she hit it!
Join us as we head out to the gym for tonight's Viking basketball.
This gets it over to the left side to Shipman, three-pointer. She hit it! McKenna Shipman with the three puts the Vikings on top 3-2. Good evening and welcome to Spring Valley High School. Rick Olsen here. Jay Fall on the camera, a whole new job for him over there. And keeping our numbers tonight is Pam Sikora, and I know she's just going to do an outstanding job because we're going to have an outstanding game for you tonight. It's the 3-0 in the Dunn St. Croix Conference. Colfax Vikings taking on the 3-0 in the Dunn St. Croix Conference, Spring Valley Cardinals. So it's a battle of a couple conference unbeatens, and we're going to have it all for you coming up in just a couple of minutes here. While we're getting ready for tonight's game, let's take a quick look at the starting lineups for the game. First of all, for the visiting Vikings, we have 5'6" senior, number 10, Molly Hydorn. Then 5'9" senior, number 14, Ainsley Olsen. 5'7" junior, number 32, Jada Anderson. 5'10" junior, number 40, Jeanette Hajdukovic. And 5'7" junior, number 42, McKenna Shipman. For the Spring Valley Cardinals, who are a very young team, 2/3 of their rosters are made up of freshmen and sophomores. And they'll start off with sophomore number 2, Audrey Matheson. Junior number 4, Mara Ducklow. Watch for that name. And a senior number 5, Lydia Hannock. Also watch for that name. Then junior Charlie Vanas, number 14. I even had to check on the pronunciation of that, and I was set straight on it. And then we have junior number 35, Maddie Schaefer. So although a lot of the roster is made up of freshmen and sophomores, the starting lineup is pretty much juniors with one senior and one sophomore. We've got about a minute and a half to go before we get to the opening ceremonies for tonight's game. And so while we wait on that, why don't we take a quick time out? You're tuned to Viking Basketball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
As you check names off your gift-giving list, Dairy State Bank encourages you to shop local as much as possible. The reasons are countless. For example, local businesses create 2 out of every 3 new jobs in the U.S. each year. There are times you could save a few cents by ordering online, but when you shop at a local store, you could be saving your community. Shop local for the holidays. It's more important than ever. Dairy State Bank. Banking on relationships. Member FDIC.
Join us at the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV for exciting Colfax High School girls basketball. Our next game will be on Monday, December 19th, when the Vikings will travel to Eau Claire to take on the Regis Ramblers. Live coverage on the Northern Light Webcasting Network audio service and on NLWN-TV begins with Viking pregame at 6:50 p.m. That's live Colfax Viking Girls Basketball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV on Monday, December 19th.
And we're back here at Spring Valley getting ready for the national anthem, and we're about to have that, so let's send it right down to the scorers table.
The St. Croix and the WIA require good sportsmanship by student athletes, coaches, and spectators at education-based interscholastic events. We request your cooperation in supporting the participants and officials. Profanity, racial, sexist, or ethnic comments or other intimidating or taunting actions will not be tolerated and are grounds for removal from the site of competition. Please enjoy the game in a positive manner. Would you please rise or remove your hats to honor America as sophomore Danny Ramirez sings our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the brave and the home of the brave?
That's Spring Valley sophomore Danny Ramirez with our national anthem. We'll send it right back down to the scores table for tonight's starting lineups, their version.
Game between the visiting Colfax Vikings and the host Spring Valley Cardinals. Now to introduce tonight's starting lineups. First for the Vikings, a senior, number 10, Molly Highland. A senior, number 14, Ainsley Olson. A junior, number 32, Jada Anderson. A junior, number 40, Jeanette Hanukovich. And a junior, number 42, McKenna Shipman. The Vikings are coached by Courtney Sauer and Colin Kittleson. And now for the host, Spring Valley Cardinals. A sophomore, number 2, Aubrey Matheson. A junior, number 4, Mara Duckler. A senior, number 5, Lydia Garrett. A junior, number 14, Charlie Vanas. And a junior, number 35, Maddie Schaefer.
So there's the starting lineups for tonight's game. We'll go over those one more time for you for the Vikings. It's Hydorn, Olson, Anderson, Hajdukovic, and Shipman. And for the Spring Valley Cardinals, it's Matheson, Ducklow, Hannock, Vanas, and Schaefer. Ainsley Olson stepping into the center circle for the Vikings. And Charlie Vanas for the Spring Valley Cardinals. And the ball goes up, and the tip is controlled by Spring Valley. It's Matheson on the dribble, gets it over to the right side to Ducklow. Back out high to Vanas, then to Hannock at the top of the key, over to Ducklow on the right. Down into the corner to Vanas. They try to get it underneath. Ball gets taken away by the Vikings, and Hydorn comes down the floor. Hydorn over to the right side to Shipman, back out to Hydorn. Over to the left side to Anderson. Back to Shipman, into the lane to Hajdukovic. Tries to feed it underneath. Olson puts it up and in. Ainsley Olson. And she's been struggling to get the ball to go through the hoop the last couple of games, and it's good to see her get the first points for the Vikings. Down the floor come the Spring Valley Cardinals. Hannock on the dribble gets it out to Ducklow. Then they swing it around over to the left side. Matheson with it. Ducklow goes down hard on the floor. Get it underneath to Schaefer. She takes it out to the free throw line. Back out to Matheson. Over to Vanis. Pass intended for Hannock. It goes one way. Hannock went the other, and the Vikings get the ball. 2-0. Vikings on top, 16:49. In half number 1. Hydorn with it over to the right side. Gets it to Olsen. High, wide, and left. Down into the left corner to Anderson. Back out high to Olsen. Over to Hydorn. To Hajdukovic at the right elbow. To Olsen. Over to the left corner to Anderson. To Hajdukovic underneath. Ball gets tipped away. Picked up. Put up by Shipman. No, but the putback is good. McKenna Shipman with the 2. Vikings on top, 4-0, and a full court pressure now by the Vikings. Ducklow with it, being guarded by Olsen. Across the timeline. Feeds it over into the right corner to Matheson. Back out high to Vanis. Or to Vanas. That's how they told me to say it. To Ducklow, drives into the lane. Feeds it out to Hannock. Over to Ducklow. From the right side, she hit the 3. Mara Ducklow with a 3-pointer. Down the floor comes Shipman, stops from the free throw line, shots no good. Rebound taken down by Spring Valley. Ducklow, by the way, is averaging just over 15 a game. She's got the ball out high, gets it over to Vanas. Shipman hit the floor hard. Spring Valley swings it around to the left side. Vanas over to Hannock at the top of the key. Drives down the right side of the lane, tries to find somewhere to go with it. Finally feeds it off to Schaefer, and her shot's no good, and we have a traveling call against Spring Valley. Hydorn over to Shipman, to Anderson, tries to feed it to Hajdukovic. Hajdukovic leaned to her left and the ball leaned to her right. And Spring Valley gets the ball. Vikings with full court pressure. Ball comes in and they're working. Schaefer had it knocked out of her hands. She's trapped in the backcourt. Gets it to Ducklow. Ducklow now across the timeline. Feeds it down into the right corner to Matheson. Back out to Ducklow, to Schaefer in the lane. Tries to go up. Ball taken away by Hajdukovic, but they're going to say it was a jump ball before she took it away. Hydorn with it in the backcourt. Gets it to Shipman. Very close to an over and back by Shipman. Feeds it out to Anderson. 3-pointer on the way, no good. Rebound taken down by Ducklow. Ducklow feeds it down, but the pass is intercepted. And we have a whistle and a foul. Pass was intercepted by Anderson. And the foul was on Lydia Hannock. That's the first foul on anyone. Anderson has it across the timeline for the Vikings. Feeds it to Shipman. Over on the right side. Gets it to the right side of the lane to Hajdukovic. Finally finds the handle, gets it over to Olsen, and then back out high to Shipman. Shipman over to Hydorn. Back over to Shipman on the right side. She's high, wide, and right. To Hajdukovic, to Olsen. Puts it up. No, it won't go. Rebound. Taken down by Vanas. She's got the ball between the circles. Now over to the right side to Hannock. Feeds it into the lane. Vanas puts it up and in. And Spring Valley takes a 1-point lead, 5-4. With 13:28 to go. Shipman with it. Dribbles through some traffic. Feeds it to Hajdukovic underneath. She lays it up off the bottom of the backboard. Rebound fought for. They get it out to Olsen. Puts up the 3. No. Rebound. And we're going to get a whistle and a foul underneath. It's on Charlie Vanas. Her first personal, second team foul on Spring Valley. Kaysen Goodell and Autumn Nigaman checking into the lineup for the Vikings. Olsen and Anderson take a break. Pass comes into Hajdukovic. She gets it out to Shipman. Three-pointer on the way off the iron. Nigaman with the rebound. Over to Hydorn to Shipman. Shipman loses the handle, and Spring Valley comes away with it. Ducklow from three. No. Rebound taken down by Schaefer. Over to Ducklow on the right side. Tries to penetrate. Can't. Gets it out to Matheson. To Vanas. To Schaefer. Driving into the lane, and they're going to get a player control foul on Schaefer, giving a little bit of a forearm shiver there to Autumn Nigaman. So the Vikings have the ball. That's the first foul on Schaefer, third foul on Spring Valley. Goodell gets it to Hydorn, to Hajdukovic. Hajdukovic feeds it underneath to Nigaman. Out to Shipman, and she put it in. McKenna Shipman with her first three of the night. Matheson with it on the left side for Spring Valley. She's trapped there. Gets it to Schaefer. Loses the handle on it. Ball goes out of bounds, but before it touched the floor or anybody else, Autumn Nigaman got her hands on it and then fell out of bounds with it. So it's Spring Valley ball. Hannock over to Ducklow. Takes it down the right side, drives the lane, puts it up, no good. Rebound taken away by Nigaman. Over to Hydorn, who brings it down the floor for the Vikings. Between the circles. Over to Shipman on the right side. Over to the left side to Hajdukovic. Puts it up off the iron. No good. Rebound taken down by Spring Valley. Vikings on top, 7-5. 11:29. And we've got a foul on the floor. And it's going to be on Ducklow. It's her first, third team foul. Oh, I checked that. That was on Kaysen Goodell. The foul was on the Vikings. It's her first team foul on the Vikings. And the shot goes up. It's no good. Rebound taken down by Olsen. And down the floor come the Vikings. See, I told you Pam was going to do a great job. She pointed that one out to me. Nigaman tries to get it over to Shipman. Ball got tipped out of bounds. The ball was tipped by Ella Stengel. And it's still the Viking ball. They inbound it to J.C. Bovey. Then to Shipman, back out to Bovey at the top of the key. To Goodell, back to Bovey, to Shipman on the right side. Back out high to Bovey. Bovey drives into the lane, puts it up. No, off the glass. And we got a foul on Nigaman on the floor. First personal on Autumn. Second team foul on the Vikings. Spring Valley with it. Schaefer, and they're going to get a timeout. We have a timeout on the floor with the score of the Vikings 7 and Spring Valley 5. 10:34 to go in the first half. You're tuned to Viking basketball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV. Are your animals feeling a little under the weather? Give the nice folks at Colfax Animal Hospital a call. Bruce Buckley is just what the doctor ordered it. In fact, he is the doctor, and he's ready to help. That's the Colfax Animal Hospital. Give them a call at 715-962-3380.
When you have that craving for a home-cooked meal the way Mom used to make it, rest assured, you can still get that meal by going to Mom's Restaurant and Pub in Colfax. Mom's is open daily, serving breakfast and lunch, and don't forget dinner on Friday nights with Mom's famous fish fry. The coffee is always hot, the breakfast is always delicious, and lunch will put a smile on your face and in your stomach. 225 Bremer Avenue, Colfax. Call 715-962-4617. That's Mom's Restaurant and Pub.
We're back here at Spring Valley High School, where the Vikings have a 7-5 lead with 10:34 to go in the first half. Spring Valley has the ball. Audrey Matheson inbounds it to Hannock. They get it over to the right side. Shot goes up and in from 3 by Ella Stengel. Vikings bring the ball down the floor. They get it down on the left side to Shipman. Shipman dribbles it out high. Gets it over to Bovey. Back to Shipman. Back out to Bovey between the circles. Over to the right side. Then cross court pass to Shipman. Shot goes up, no good. Rebound. Fought for. Coming away with it is Stengel. And she feeds it over to Hannock. Lost the handle, but got it back. Down underneath to Schaefer, tries to put it up and lost control going out of bounds. Knocked out by the Vikings. Meadow Keltner into the game for the Vikings. And Jeanette Hajdukovic back in. Spring Valley has it over on the left side. They get it back out high to Matheson. Now over on the left side. And the pass was going to Vanessa, and she lost control. Went over the center line. Over and back is the call. And the Vikings have it. Vikings down by 1. 8-7. Keltner with it. On the left side, gets it back out to Bovey between the circles. Back over to Keltner on the left. Back out high to Bovey. Down into the corner to Olsen. Puts up the shot. Two-pointer by Ainsley Olsen. Vikings back on top, 9-8. Schaefer with it. She's still in the backcourt. Guarded by both Olsen and Shipman. She's trapped now. And we have a timeout called by Spring Valley. Vikings on top, 9-8. And you're tuned to Viking basketball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
To get your lawn or garden to perform like you want, you first need to know about your soil. That's where Midwest Environmental Consultants can help. Their soil testing service can give you a complete rundown on your soil's nutrition and health. They test for nitrogen levels, phosphorus, potash, micronutrients, minerals, pH, and organic matter. Let Midwest Environmental Consultants put you in control of your soil's health. Call Midwest Environmental Consultants at 608-468-2067. That's Midwest Environmental Consultants, soil testers for the Chippewa Valley.
Spring Valley with the ball to inbound it. 8:51 to go in the first half. Stengel with it, gets it over onto the left side. The ball went to Matheson and got tied up by Shipman. Jump ball is the call. Possession arrow in favor of Spring Valley. Matheson comes out. Ducklow is in. Pass comes into Hannock. Back to Ducklow between the circles. Over to the left side to Hannock. Drives to the lane, into the lane, puts up the shot, bounces around and in. Spring Valley back on top, 10-9. Keltner with it. Over to Shipman. Across the timeline. On the right side. Gets it to Olsen. High, wide, and right. Then to Bovey. Over to Keltner. To Shipman from the corner. Shot is no good. Gets her own block shot. Puts it up and in. That's 7 points for Shipman. Matheson with it. Or check that. That's Schaefer to Ducklow, to Vanas, to Hannock, all over on the right side. Stengel with it now, dribbling on the right side, or on the left side. One of these days I'll learn the difference between my right and my left. Ducklow with it to Stengel. Then over to Hannock, back out to Ducklow. Ducklow to Schaefer in the lane, puts it up and in. Maddie Schaefer with her first 2 of the night. Vikings bring it down the floor, 12-11. Spring Valley on the top in a seesaw affair. Pass intended for Shipman got knocked out of bounds by Ducklow. Anderson and Hydorn back into the lineup for the Vikings. Pass comes into Hydorn. She's between the circles. Over to the right side to Anderson. Back out high to Hydorn. Over to Olsen on the left side. Puts up the shot. Off the glass. No good. Ducklow with the rebound. Quickly down the floor she comes. Picked up by Hydorn. Schaefer with it. Now she gets it out to Vanas. Pass into the lane. Ducklow shot no good. Olsen with the rebound. Down the floor comes Shipman. Pressure coming from behind, and they knock the ball away, and Spring Valley comes back. Pass over to Stengel on the right side. Ball gets taken away by Shipman. Shipman down the floor. Feeds it off on the left side. Shot is no good. Olsen with the rebound. Feeds it out to Shipman. Shipman out high to Hydorn. Shot goes up and in. Just from the right side of the lane. Molly Hydorn with the 2. And we're going to get a whistle and a foul on Shipman. She knew it. 6:04 to go in half number 1. Vikings on top by 1. Hannock with it between the circles for Spring Valley. Feeding it over to the left side. And we have a whistle and a travel is called. Matheson with the travel. She was trying to get the pass over to Ducklow and took an extra little shuffle step in there. Vikings have it. Hydorn with it. Over to Shipman, back to Hydorn across the timeline. Feeds it over to the right side to Anderson. Back out to Hydorn. Over to Shipman on the left side. Puts it up, no good. Rebound chased down by Olsen. She feeds it out to Shipman, who chases it down before it goes over the center line. And we're going to get a blocking foul being called on Hannock. That'll be the 4th team foul on Spring Valley. 2nd foul on Hannock. Anderson inbounds it. Hydorn with it. Over to Anderson on the left side. Tries to feed it into Hajdukovic. Did not see the white shirt in the way. And Spring Valley comes away with it. They feed it into the lane to Schaefer. She turns, tries to put it up. It's blocked by Hajdukovic. Anderson with the loose ball. Gets it over to Shipman. Shipman coming down the right side. Tries to lay it up. It's no good. Ball gets tipped out of bounds, and they're saying it's off the Vikings. That's Gregg with it now for Spring Valley. She's tied up in the backcourt. Then they get it over to Schaefer. She gets it across the timeline. She gets trapped, and Olsen ties her up for the jump ball. Possession arrow in the Vikings' favor. Hydorn with it on the right side. Feeds it down to Olsen. Right baseline shot is off the back of the iron. No good. Rebound. Down the floor with Ducklow. She's at the top of the key. Takes it down the right side to Hannock. Hannock high, wide, and right. Now she dribbles up between the two circles. Takes it over to the left side and got tied up there. We're going to get a jump ball called. Anderson tied her up. Goodell into the lineup for the Vikings. Hajdukovic getting a break. Ducklow to inbound for Spring Valley. She gets it into Greg. Greg feeds it out to Stengel. Greg's got it now on the left side, and she took an extra step. Looks like she almost forgot which foot was the pivot foot. Down the floor comes Hydorn across the timeline. Feeds it over to Shipman. Tries to feed it underneath to Olsen. Ball got tipped away, and here comes Spring Valley. Long three-pointer off the iron, no good by Matheson, and the Vikings come away with it. Goodell with it from the right side of the lane, lays it up and in. A little bit of an off-balance shot, but the Vikings have now a three-point lead. Vanas gets it down underneath. We have a whistle, and we're going to get a blocking foul on Olsen. Stengel to inbound. She gets it into Ducklow, being guarded by Hydorn. Shot goes up. It's no good. Rebound taken down by Anderson to Hydorn. Hydorn across the timeline, top of the circle. And the jump shot from the free throw line is no good. Goodell with the rebound. Gets it to Shipman. Shipman lays it up and it goes in. Vikings on top 17-12. 2:50 to go in the first half. Down the floor comes Spring Valley, and that's Matheson who lays it up and in. Vikings bring it back down the floor, and we're going to get a travel call on Goodell. Goodell didn't understand that one. So Spring Valley to inbound the ball. Matheson gets it into Hannock. Hannock takes it over to the left side, tries to go down to the baseline, got tied up there, gets it back out to Stengel. Stengel drives through the lane, puts it up, it's no good. Olsen with the rebound, we have a jump ball. Vikings with the possession arrow. 17-14, Vikings on top. Goodell with it, gets it to Hydorn. Hydorn down into the corner to Nigaman. Back out to Hydorn, to Goodell, passes behind her, and Spring Valley comes away with it. 2 minutes remaining in the first half. Matheson over to Stengel. And we have a whistle and a foul, and I think it's going to be on Nigaman. It is. It's going to send Maddie Schaefer. Nope. It's only the fifth foul on the Vikings. Hajdukovic is in. Keltner is in. Shipman is in for the Vikings. Pass comes in to Hannock. Then out to Stengel. Back down into the corner to Schaefer from the left side. Shot is no good. Rebound batted around on the floor. Loose ball. Whistle and jump ball. Spring Valley with the possession arrow. Matheson to inbound. And the shot goes up. It's no good. Rebound taken down by Matheson. Her shot's no good. Rebound and another jump ball. Possession arrow in favor of the Vikings. Down the floor come the Vikings, across the timeline and into the trap as Goodell feeds it over and knocked out of bounds by Spring Valley. Tried to get it to Hydorn and Vanas knocked it out of bounds. Goodell coming out and going in is Bovey. Ducklow checking in for Spring Valley. Pass comes into Hydorn. Hydorn over to Bovey to Shipman. Loses the handle, but it goes out of bounds. And they're saying it's out of bounds off the Vikings. Must not have touched any of those Spring Valley legs that it went through. Ducklow with it in the backcourt, being guarded by Shipman. Gets it to Stengel in the forecourt on the right side, back out high to Ducklow. Over to Schaefer on the left side of the lane. Feeds it over to the right side to Hannock. Hannock gets it out to Vanas. And then back to Ducklow, and we're going to get a blocking foul being called on Molly Hydorn. Coach Serrar not real happy with that call either. Ball comes into Hannock. Hannock on the left side. Stops, feeds into the lane to Vanas, and the ball goes out of bounds. It'll be Spring Valley's ball with 36.8 seconds remaining in the half. Ducklow with it at the top of the key. Get it over to the right side now to Schaefer in the lane. Back out to Hannock. Now they try to feed it down underneath, and Shipman comes away with the ball. Shipman down the right side. Feeds it out to Hydorn. To Bovey. Bovey puts up a three off the iron, no good. Rebound. We have a whistle. And it's just an out of bounds. Vanas went down kind of hard. Oh, they did call a foul on Keltner. Foul on Meadow Keltner, I believe. Yeah, now they're putting it up. Pam's going, yep, you're right. First personal on Meadow. That's the 7th foul on the Vikings, so it puts Spring Valley to the line for the 1-1. 10 seconds even remaining in the half. Shot goes up. It's good. 17-15, Vikings on top. Don't forget, coming up at halftime, we have Viking Profile, and we're going to learn all about Sierra Shipman. That's the other Shipman. Shot is up. It's no good. Keltner with it. Feeds it to Hydorn. 5 seconds remaining. Gets it out to Shipman. Shot goes up. No good. Rebound. And that's halftime. So we've reached the end of the first half with the score. The Vikings 17, the Spring Valley Cardinals 15. We'll have Viking halftime right after this timeout. You're tuned to Viking basketball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV. Anderson Bridges, located in Colfax, Wisconsin, has been manufacturing prefabricated steel truss bridges since 1989. With hundreds of bridges supplied nationwide, we suspect you've crossed our path. It may have been on a pedestrian or bicycle bridge, or how about a snowmobile, ATV, or golf course bridge? Anderson Bridges is likely to have manufactured it. Founded in 1989, Anderson Bridges has been a family-owned company since its beginning and are proud to support the Colfax Vikings.
Feel the beat of nature at a park or forest near you. Find a forest and music inspired by nature at discovertheforest.org.
Time now for Viking Halftime, with today's Viking profile and other halftime entertainment. That's coming up right after this.
Time now for Viking Profile, where we take a closer look at one of the Colfax Viking players. And now, Viking Profile.
Today on Viking Profile, we're going to get to know Sierra Shipman, who is a freshman here at Colfax High School. And Sierra, we know that you play basketball, but are you involved in any other activities here at school?
Yes, volleyball and softball.
Okay, and what kind of a season did you have for volleyball?
Pretty good.
You had fun?
Mm-hmm.
That's the most important part, you know. Now, when did you start playing basketball, and what kind of experience has that been for you?
I started in like second grade, I think, and it's been pretty good.
Okay. And what's the most important thing that you've learned playing basketball?
To stay positive, and yeah.
Okay. Keep that positive attitude. Good things will happen, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So when you're not playing basketball, you're not here at school, what are some other things that keep you interested or occupied?
Probably going camping and hanging out with my family.
Okay. Those are good things. All right, I've got some rapid fire questions for you. Pie, ice cream, cake, or cookies?
Ice cream.
Which flavor?
Chocolate chip.
You know what's funny about this is almost everybody else up to this point has said cookies. Guess what kind they choose? Chocolate chip. So you just take the ice cream version. Okay. Your favorite color and why?
Hot pink. I just like it.
And it shows up everywhere, doesn't it?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, okay. Now, if you could have a superpower, what do you think Sierra's superpower would be?
Probably to fly.
Okay. All right. Get a lot of conveniences by flying, can't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. If you have that ability to fly, of course you have to have a superhero name to go with it. So what do you think Sierra's superhero name might be?
I do not know.
The first one that pops into my head is Soaring Sierra.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, why not, right?
Yeah.
Kind of works in basketball too, you know. Do you have a favorite NBA or WNBA team?
Probably the Milwaukee Bucks.
Okay. And how about a favorite collegiate team?
No.
No? All right. Is there a basketball player somewhere along the line, any level of ball, who has inspired the way you play your game?
Probably Maddie Doucette.
Okay. All right. We're talking with Sierra Shipman here on Viking Profile. And Sierra, what are your plans for after high school? Bearing in mind that you're a freshman, so this can change.
I have no clue what I want to do.
And that's perfectly okay as a freshman. You're still exploring a lot of ideas. How about a shout out to the family?
Yeah, shout out to Mom and Dad for coming to everything and supporting us.
Okay. When people watch Viking games, what number are they looking for if they want to see Sierra? And where are they going to find you on the floor?
Probably 2. I have no clue what number I am yet.
Okay. All right. We want to thank Sierra Shipman for joining us today on Viking Profile. Coming up next is more Viking Halftime.
You've been listening to Viking Profile. This has been a presentation of the Northern Light Webcast Network.
If you're buzzed and doing this, to make yourself feel okay to drive,
CWX.
you're not okay to drive.
YGKLVW. Regular you.
Let's go see your room.
No, that's not right. How was it? Is it good?
You've been tuned to Viking Halftime. Stay tuned. Coming up is second half action of today's Viking game on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
And welcome back to Spring Valley High School, where the Vikings have opened up a 17-15 lead over the Spring Valley Cardinals. And Pam has been doing such a great job at keeping the numbers for us. Let's take a look at those. First of all, for the Vikings, leading the way is McKenna Shipman with 9 points. And she's followed by Ainsley Olson with 4. Kaysen Goodell and Molly Hydorn each have a couple of points. For the Spring Valley Cardinals, we have Mara Ducklow and Charlie Vanas and Ella Stengel all with 3 points. And then Audrey Matheson and Lydia Hannock and Maddie Schaefer each have a couple of points. We'll have second half action coming up right after this brief timeout. You're tuned to Viking Basketball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
On those days when you're hankering for something that's delicious and nutritious, simply stop by FitFam Nutrition in Colfax. They serve Herbalife meal replacement shakes, metabolism-boosting teas and protein coffees. They taste as good as they sound, and they're healthy. Come and visit the Bentons and let them prepare for you a simply sweet treat, or something for the chocoholic or coffee lover in you. FitFam is a slam dunk. That's FitFam Nutrition, complete with one-on-one wellness coaching and business opportunities. 1020 University Avenue in Colfax.
Join us on NLWN-2 for exciting Colfax High School boys basketball.
This is what we came here for!
Our next game will be on Monday, December 19th, when the Vikings travel to Augusta to take on the Augusta Beavers. Live coverage on NLWN-2 begins with Viking pregame at 6:50 p.m. That's live Colfax Viking boys basketball on NLWN-2 on Monday, December 19th.
And the teams head over to their benches as we're getting ready to start the second half from Spring Valley. Rick Olson with you tonight, along with Jay Fall running the camera, giving him a new task. Pam Sikora keeping all the numbers for us straight. And she's doing a fabulous job at that. And all of a sudden, the stranger showed up. He's in part of that area without any electricity, so we figured he'd come somewhere where electricity is available and come watch a basketball game. Yeah, Dan made it. He finally came walking in about halfway through the first half, and he got here. He goes, this is what electricity looks like. And we're going to get Dan plugged in here and get a little bit of color commentary going this second half. And oh, Dan's going to come up on this side then. Dan's thoroughly confusing me. Anyway, we're getting ready to start the second half. And the ball gets inbounded, and so welcome to the game, Dan.
Yeah, thanks. This is what electricity looks like.
Yeah.
Nice.
Hey, Spring Valley has the ball. Vanas tries to drive to the lane, but loses the handle. Wolson picks it up, gets it to Hydorn. Just underway in the second half. Vikings up by 2. Hydorn feeds it over to the left side to Anderson. Back out high to Hydorn. Over to the right side to Olson. Olson looked at Shipman, then drives the lane, lays it up. It's off the bottom of the rim. And the rebound comes away by Ducklow for Spring Valley, and she double dribbled. She thought about a pass, thought second about it, and by that time the other hand had touched the ball, and it was a double dribble. So the Vikings have it. Hydorn through the center circle. Into the lane. Feeds it out to Olsen. Three-pointer on the way. Around the rim and off. Hajdukovic to Hydorn to Olsen to Shipman. To Anderson. Back out to Shipman. To Olsen at the top of the key.
Spring Valley and man.
Anderson has it on the left side. To Olsen at the top of the key. To Anderson, three-pointer, comes up a little bit short. Rebound, stolen away by Ducklow. She took it right away before Hajdukovic was ready to grab it. Hannock has it. Feeds it over to Matheson, and she double dribbled. The Viking defense is causing some problems for Spring Valley, causing them to have some mental mistakes almost. They're putting full court pressure on the Vikings. Shipman to Hydorn. Stops at the free throw line. Gets it to Shipman. Shipman turns around, tries to get it to Anderson. Olsen picks it up. Anderson has it, gets it to Hydorn. To Hajdukovic, lays it up and it goes in. High off the glass and down in for Jeanette Hajdukovic. Spring Valley with it. Schaefer into the forecourt. Gets it out to Ducklow in the center circle. Ducklow takes it over to the right side. Down to Hannock in the right corner. Back out high to Matheson. Lost the handle on it. Picks it up. Gets it to Ducklow. Feeds it over to the left side. They get it down underneath to Schaefer. Puts it up and it goes in. Schaefer muscled her way down underneath and laid it up off the glass. Shipman with it. Gets it to Hydorn, down underneath to Hajdukovic. To Anderson, who lays it up and in. 21-17, Vikings on top. Spring Valley with the ball. Hannock with it in the backcourt. Full court pressure being put on by the Vikings. Hannock across the timeline, gets it to Ducklow on the right side. To Schaefer from the right elbow. Shots up, no good. Rebound, knocked out of bounds. It'll be Viking ball. It was knocked out of bounds by Ducklow. Ella Stengel into the lineup for Audrey Matheson for Spring Valley. Hydorn with it in the backcourt. Full court pressure being put on by Spring Valley. To Shipman, to Hydorn, to Shipman. Tries to feed it to Hajdukovic. Was a little late with it, so the ball was behind her, and she couldn't get the handle on it and went out of bounds. Spring Valley with it. Hannock with it in the forecourt. Gets it to Schaefer. Feeds it over onto the left side to Stengel. Shot goes up, no good. Rebound taken down by Hannock. Puts it up, no good. Olsen with the rebound. Feeds it out to Shipman. Shipman over to Hydorn. Three-pointer on the way. No! Won't go in. And Spring Valley comes away with it. Vikings by 4. Schaefer with a shot from the free throw line. No good. Olsen with the rebound. Gets it to Anderson. Anderson to Shipman. From the top of the key, she hit the three. McKenna Shipman with a three-pointer, and we have a timeout on the floor with 13:53 remaining. You're tuned to Viking Basketball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
Mom's Restaurant and Pub in Colfax has just what you need when you have that craving for a home-cooked meal the way Mom used to make it. Mom's is open from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. daily and until 9 on Fridays with a complete breakfast menu. Lunch includes sandwiches, salads, wraps, and burgers, along with Mom's comfort food favorites, and don't forget dinner on Fridays with Mom's famous fish fry. The coffee always hot, the breakfast always delicious, and lunch puts a smile on your face. 225 Bremer Avenue, Colfax. Call 715-962-4617. That's Mom's Restaurant and Pub in Colfax.
Are your pooch's proportions putting on pounds? Or is your kitty's constitution constantly complaining? Well, stop by and see the friendly folks at the Colfax Animal Hospital. Dr. Bruce Buckley and his staff will be happy to help you get your family friend back on the road to healthy living. That's the Colfax Animal Hospital. Call them at 715-962-3380. Back here at Spring Valley, Vikings up 24-17. Spring Valley with the ball against full court pressure. Stengel gets it into the forecourt. Over on the right side, out to Ducklow. High, wide, and right. Takes it between the circles. Still on the dribble, guarded by Hydorn. Takes it around to the right side to Hannock. Hannock gets it out high to Stengel. Over to Ducklow on the left. She tries to drive in. We're going to get a whistle and a foul. Fouls on Hydorn. That'll be her second personal. First team foul on the Vikings in the second half. Stengel inbounds it to Ducklow. Ducklow over to Stengel. Goes right through her hands and out of bounds. Vikings will have the ball. Ball comes into Goodell, who dribbles it down across the timeline, feeds it to Shipman from the free throw line, and she hit it! McKenna Shipman from the free throw line, and it's 26-17. Vikings up by 9. Ducklow with it, gets it down to Hannock, drives the baseline, tries to go up. She's get fouled by Hajdukovic. That's the first personal on Hajdukovic. Second team foul. Ball comes into Ducklow. She's on the left side. Free throw line extended. Left drives into the lane, puts it up. It's blocked. Hajdukovic with the block, and down the floor comes Shipman. Feeds it down to Hajdukovic. Feeds it back to Nigeman, and she lays it up, and it's good. And taking a hard spill on the floor is Adrian Gregg. And I think her head snapped back and hit the floor when she went down. So she's going to come out. Charlie Vanas is in. Vikings up by 11. Ducklow gets it into Schaefer. She's double teamed. Back over to Ducklow in the backcourt. Long pass into the forecourt to Hannock. Lost the handle on the ball. We're going to get a foul. Fouls on Goodell. That's her second. Third team foul on the Vikings. Stengel inbounds it to Ducklow. Ducklow out high to Hannock. Hannock puts it up. It's no good, but we got a whistle. This is another one on Goodell, I believe. No. I take it back. It's on Nigeman. That's her third. Fourth team foul on the Vikings. And it's going to put Hannock to the line. Lydia Hannock. First shot is up and no good. Olsen and Keltner into the lineup for the Vikings. Also Bovey. Hannock with the ball for her second shot. It's on the way, and that one's good. Cuts the Viking lead to 10, 28-18. 12:20 to go in the second half. Across the timeline comes Bovey. She takes it over to the top of the key, gets it to Nigeman, back out high to Bovey, to Keltner on the right side, to Bovey, to Nigeman on the left. Back out to Bovey, to Keltner on the right. Back out to Bovey. Bovey over to Nigeman. Feeds it into the lane to Shipman. Lays it up. It goes in. And she drew the harm.
Yeah, good job by Colfax there to be patient.
Lydia Hannock charged with the foul. And McKenna Shipman goes to the line for the +1. There's the shot, and it's good. 31-18, Vikings on top. Spring Valley inbounds the ball. Hannock with it in the backcourt, being guarded by Nigaman. Nigaman tapped the ball, it went out of bounds. Spring Valley will still have the ball. Pass comes in to Vanas, drives the left baseline, lost the handle on it, and it's going to be Viking ball. Shipman to inbound it. She got it to Keltner, got it back to Shipman. Long pass down intended for Nigaman, just out of her reach, out of bounds. It'll be Spring Valley ball. Hannock gets it into Stengel. Stengel back to Hannock. Hannock trapped in the backcourt. Back over to Stengel. Stengel runs into traffic and goes out of bounds. It'll be Viking ball. The Vikings did a pretty good job of shutting up the path along the sideline there, and she had nowhere to go but out of bounds. Bovey with it for the Vikings. Between the circles, over to the right side to Nigaman, back over to Bovey. Over to Keltner. Back over to Shipman. Drives into the lane, lays it up, and it's good. (33-18). Now we have a whistle and a foul. Foul's on Nigaman. That's her fourth. She's going to take a break. Anderson into the lineup. Ducklow with it. Gets it over to the left side to Matheson. Back out high to Stengel, to Ducklow on the right. To Matheson between the circles. To Vanas on the left. To Ducklow on the right. Ducklow puts it up and banks it off the glass and in. 33-20. Vikings up by 13. Bovey with it. Gets it across the timeline. Over to Shipman on the left side. Anderson puts up the shot. Rattles around. Comes off. No good. Rebound. Tapped in. Ducklow has it. Or that was Matheson. And the ball gets tipped away. And right back down the floor comes Shipman. She lays up. It's good. And a blocking foul.
Yeah, Colfax had the three-on-one break there. Good little fake there by McKenna.
Little body movement and that underhanded layup that she does.
Yeah,
drew
she had
the
help
foul.
Ainsley Olsen was right with her.
And the free throw is good. 36-20, Vikings by 16. That's their biggest lead of the night. Spring Valley tries to get the ball in the forecourt, but the ball gets knocked away. Vikings have it. Olsen got it, and she got it down to Bovey. Back out high now. Hydorn with it. To Bovey on the right side. Back to Hydorn at the top of the key to Olsen in the lane. Turns around, puts it up, it's short. Ducklow with it, and we get a whistle and a foul on Anderson.
Little reach.
That's the first foul on Anderson. Sixth team foul on the Vikings, so the one good thing for Spring Valley is they'll at least get to go to the bonus from here on out. Ducklow to Vanas. Back over to Ducklow in the forecourt. To Stengel in the right corner. Brings it out high on the right side. To Vanas at the top of the key. To Matheson on the left. To Ducklow between the circles. Down into the lane to Schaefer. Turnaround jumper is good. 36-22. Down the floor come the Vikings. To Olsen. Three-pointer on the way. Rattles around and goes off. And down the floor comes Spring Valley. Ducklow with it on the right side. Back out high to Schaefer. To Ducklow. To Vanas. Drives it through the lane. And we're going to get a whistle and a foul. Let's see which one they get. It's either going to be Keltner or Olsen. It's going to be on Keltner. That's her second personal. Could have been either one of them. It's going to send Charlie Vanas to the line. Shot is up. It's good. Second shot on the way. It's good. 36-24. Vikings by a dozen. Hydorn with it. To Shipman. Back to Hydorn into the forecourt. Takes it down the left side to the left corner. Back out high. Now Shipman has it at the top of the key. Over to Keltner, three-pointer. She hit that three-pointer. Dan, that's all she hits is three-pointers.
Wide open on there on the right side. Great shot.
Spring Valley with it in the forecourt. This is Ducklow on the dribble. From the right side of the lane, lays it up off the glass, no good. And the shot goes up and we get a whistle and a foul. I think it's on Hajdukovic. Yes. Falls on Jeanette Hajdukovic. Trying for the block and just got a little bit more than the block.
Her second.
So Ducklow to shoot two. First one's on the way. It's good. 39-25. Vikings on top. 8:08 remaining. Second shot is on the way. It's good. (39-26). Vikings by 13. Or since it's the Christmas season, by a baker's dozen. Everybody's been doing a lot of Christmas baking. And another three by Keltner. I told you, Dan, that's all she does, hit threes.
Coming off
and
the bench.
And the pass is intercepted. Here comes Hydorn. Feeds it over underneath to Anderson. Tries to get the pass over to Shipman. It goes out of bounds. You were about to say something.
Yes, it. Meadow Keltner coming off the bench. Always good when you can go deep into the bench.
And we have a travel being called. Defensive pressure being put on again by Meadow Keltner. And the Vikings will take over the ball. 42-36. Pass into Hydorn. Over to Keltner on the left side. Back out high to Hydorn. Over to Anderson. Pass. That was a little bit too high for Hydorn. Or for Keltner. Vikings putting on full court pressure. Spring Valley inbounds it. Stengel with the dribble. Feeds it up to Vanas. Cross-court pass intended for Hannock, and it was just too much for her to handle. 42-26, Vikings on top. Hydorn with it. They feed it over to Shipman. Back to Hydorn. Hydorn into the forecourt on the right side. Takes it out to the top of the key, down underneath Anderson. Tries to feed it to Hajdukovic, can't find it, but Shipman found it and put it up and in. Vikings by 18. Spring Valley with the ball, and it gets taken away by Hydorn. She brings it into the forecourt to Anderson, tries the right baseline, puts it up, and it goes in. And we have a timeout on the floor being called by the Spring Valley Cardinals with 6:40 remaining. It's Vikings 26, Vikings 46, Spring Valley 26. You're tuned to Viking basketball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
As you check names off your gift-giving list, Dairy State Bank encourages you to shop local as much as possible. The reasons are countless. For example, local businesses create 2 out of every 3 new jobs in the U.S. each year. There are times you could save a few cents by ordering online, but when you shop at a local store, you could be saving your community. Shop local for the holidays. It's more important than ever. Dairy State Bank. Banking on relationships. Member FDIC.
If you've been admiring the freshly groomed look of a baseball field, or the stunning appearance of a golf course, remember you too can have a lawn with the same beauty by simply calling Midwest Environmental Consultants. Their professional lawn care experts can bring your lawn to its full beauty and appearance. Call Midwest Environmental Consultants at 608-468-2067. Let Midwest Environmental Consultants help make your lawn the showplace of the neighborhood.
Back here at Spring Valley High School, and some of the folks around us have been talking about McKenna Shipman. She's got 24 points on the night so far. Been putting on a show. Ducklow into Hannock, back to Ducklow. Vikings have pulled out of their full court pressure now. Ducklow over to the left side to Stengel. Takes it around to the top, over to Hannock on the right, down to Ducklow in the corner, to Vanas, and feeds it over to Matheson, who puts it up and in. Vikings down the floor. Shipman to Hydorn, to Keltner. Another 3 for Meadow Keltner! And we have a whistle, and we're going to get a foul called on Shipman, I believe.
Kind of just got their feet hung up there.
Yeah, but evidently they don't think Shipman's feet should have been there, Dan. Vikings on top, 49-28. And Ducklow's at the line for the 1-on-1. First one's good. 49-29, Vikings by 20. That's math I can do real easy, Dan. I can do that one in my head.
We didn't even have to take our shoes off.
No. 49-30. As the second free throw was good, we have another substitution coming in. Case and Goodell coming in. Going to give Molly Hydorn a break. Shipman over to Goodell in the backcourt. Switches directions through the center circle. Over to Shipman, to Hajdukovic in the lane, to Goodell. Feeds it out to Keltner. Back out high to Anderson. Over to Shipman, drives to the baseline, puts it up and in. .5:30 remaining. Vikings 51, Spring Valley 30. Down the floor come the Cardinals, and we're going to get a whistle and a foul called on
Keltner?
Evidently. I thought it was Jada Anderson that got her hands in there.
That's her third.
First shot is up and good by Audrey Matheson. Second shot on the way. It's also good. 51-32. Vikings on top. Goodell with it. Crosses the timeline. Gets it over to Shipman. Takes it passes into the lane for Anderson. She got bopped in the beak as she was going airborne to catch the ball. She's kind of laughing about it. She seems to be okay. Olsen into the lineup for Meadow Keltner, who got a really nice hand from the Viking fans who are here. She put up some fireworks. Anderson did inbound the ball. That foul, by the way, was on Schaefer, and the shot is up and good by Shipman. That three-pointer makes it 54-32. Ducklow with the dribble. Feeds it over to Hannock. Then they get it over to Matheson, then into the corner to Ducklow on the left side. Shot's no good. Ducklow chases down the loose ball to Vanis, and the pass gets taken away by Shipman. Shipman down the floor, straight down the lane, lays it up, does not get it to go. Holy cow, Dan, she missed one. But she did draw the foul.
Yeah, Colfax is getting to the baseline now. Spring Valley has to make sure they close out on their jump shots.
And the first shot is up and good. That was the third foul on Schaefer. And the second shot is up. And it rolls around and in. That's all right, Pam. If you run out of room, just keep extending it. The Shipman's creating a challenge for Pam over here. And the shot by Matheson, three-pointer's no good. Rebound chased down by Nigaman, and we're going to get a pushing foul. And I believe it's called on Matheson. It is. That's her first personal. 15th foul on Spring Valley. Bovey into the lineup for Shipman, who gets a nice hand from the Viking fans. Ball comes in, and Goodell goes down. And they're going to get a push being called against Matheson. That's her second personal. 6th team foul. Goodell with the ball in the backcourt. Feeds it to Bovey. Back over to Goodell between the circles. Back over to Bovey on the left side to Goodell. Drives into the lane, puts it up. No. Rebound by Olsen. Can't get it to go. Rebound taken down by Spring Valley, and down the floor comes Ducklow. Ducklow takes it over to the right side to Hannock. Hannock loses the handle. Ducklow picks it up to Schaefer. Schaefer tries to power her way in, can't get it to go. Bovey with the rebound. 3:30 to go. Goodell with it on the left side. Back out high to Bovey. To Anderson. To Olsen in the lane. Puts it up. It won't go down for her. Putback shot by Nigaman. It will not go, but she drew the harm. Foul is going to be on Maddie Schaefer. That'll be her 4th. And Autumn Nigaman at the line for 2. First shot's up. Nope. It was high off the back of the iron. I thought it might drop back down through, but not quite. Second shot. Rolls around no good. Rebound. Taken down by Spring Valley. Ducklow has it, takes it over on the right side. Out of the free throw line with Hannock. And the ball gets batted away by Anderson. She brings it down the right side of the lane. Gets it out to Olsen, puts up a 3. No! Putback is no good. But Goodell's going to go to the line. And the foul is on Ducklow. So Case and Goodell at the line, shooting 2. First one's up, off the back of the iron, no good. 2:46 to go. Vikings on top, 56-32. And Goodell's second shot is up and good. Schaefer with it. Double teamed in the backcourt. Hannock on the dribble. Crosses the timeline. Takes it down the right side. And leaping leaner goes up and in. Hannock on the leaping leaner. Got it to drop. Down the floor comes Kaysen Goodell. She's on the right side now, top of the key. Drives into the lane, puts it up. No shot. Before the shot is the foul. And that foul is going to be on Rianne Traynor.
Colfax goes into the double bonus.
Bet she's not related to Megan, though. And the first shot is up and good. Bet she wishes she was. Second shot up. And it's good. 59-34. 2:19 remaining in the game. Vikings been in control this entire second half. First half was a back and forth battle. Hannock with it on the right side. Feeds it to Schaefer. Tries to take it into the lane. Can't do it. Gets it over to Hannock, who goes over and back. So the Vikings will have it. To inbound the ball is Bryn Sikora. Pam's kind of happy to see that one. And a shot out to Meadow Keltner, then over to Goodell. To Bovey. To Keltner. Out at the top of the key. Over to Sikora on the left side. Into the lane. Goodell puts it up, no good. Gets her own rebound and got fouled. And that's going to be a foul on Charlie Vanas. It's her second personal. And it'll put Goodell at the line for the double bonus. First shot is up. Then it's good. 60-34, and Spring Valley's emptying the bench. There's another trainer. And the second shot is on the way, and it's good. 61-34. Taylor Traynor on the dribble. Takes it into the forecourt. Feeds it over into the corner to Braylee Klein. Gets it back out high. That's Peabody. And the ball gets taken away by the Vikings. Goodell with it across the timeline. Pulls up on her dribble. Over to the left side. To Keltner. Then to Bovey from the right elbow. Then gets it out to Sikora. Puts up the three. It came up short. And the rebound attempted to save it back in was Goodell. But they say she stepped out of bounds before she went in the air to save it. Just over a minute to go. This one securely in the win column for the Vikings. Spring Valley with it on the right side. They try to feed it into the lane. Ball gets knocked away by Goodell. 45 seconds. I wouldn't be surprised to see the Vikings pull out the corners here. And that's what they're doing, using a lot of clock now. As I've said before, this is kind of a trademark of Viking basketball. Bovey with it. To Sikora. Gets it over to Goodell. To Nigaman. Some smiling faces down there for the Vikings. Goodell with it. To Bovey. To Sikora. She's just going to put the ball on her hip. And there's the buzzer. Final score of tonight's game. It's the Vikings 61 and the Spring Valley Cardinals 34. That'll make the Vikings 7-1 on the season, 4-0 in the Dunn St. Croix Conference, And Spring Valley will be 3-4 on the season, 3-1 in the Dunn St. Croix Conference. And we'll have more about this game when we get to Viking postgame. And that's coming up right after this timeout. You're tuned to Viking basketball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
Hey world, I have a quick message. It's about safe driving. All right, let's go. Anytime you're driving, have the seatbelt buckled tight. Both hands on the wheel and your phone out of sight. When not in your hand, trying to text somebody back. Because if you do, your car might get smacked. The moral of the story, just put your phone down. The people on the road will stay safe and sound. Put your phone down, put your phone down. People on the road will stay safe and sound. Yeah.
Thank you for joining us for Colfax Viking Girls Basketball. This has been a presentation of the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV. Stay tuned. Coming up next is Viking Postgame, where we'll take a look back at today's Viking game.
The central and midwestern U.S. averages more than 850 tornadoes each year, and lately, the number of floods has been rising in the region too. So chances are, there will be more twisters and floods near here again. And between school, sports, and social lives, chances are, you won't be with your kids when it happens. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids has all the educational tools and information to make the conversation easy. When the time comes, chances are, they'll feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
Time now for Viking postgame, with a wrap-up of today's Colfax Viking Girls game. And now, Viking postgame.
And we're back here at Spring Valley High School. Rick Olson along with Dan Petschow, who better late than never, right, Dan? And Jay Fall doing a great job on the camera tonight. We had some really nice shots tonight with the camera. And hey, I can't say enough about Pam Sikora over here keeping the numbers straight, and she's done a pretty darn good job of that. And we're hoping to get Coach Serrar to come over and join us, and I suspect we will, as the Vikings come away winners tonight by a score of 61-34 over the Spring Valley Cardinals, keeping their conference record unblemished and giving the Cardinals the first blemish on their conference record. And again, it was a tale of two halves. The first half was fairly close, and I'm looking at these numbers that Pam just handed me, and what a super job she did. And what a super job McKenna Shipman did. She led all scorers tonight with 31 points. She went 4 for 4 from the free throw line, and everything else was from the floor, either 2 or 3 point land. In addition to that, Metal Keltner had 9 points. All were in the second half. She made 3 threes. Kaysen Goodell had a field goal and 5 free throws. She went 5 for 6 from the line for 7 points. Ainsley Olson and Jada Anderson each had 4 points. Molly Heidorn had 2 points, as did Autumn Nigaman and Jeanette Hajdukovic, and that comes out to 61 for the Vikings. For the Spring Valley Cardinals, they were led in scoring by Mara Ducklow, who was held quite a bit under her season average of 15 points a game. The Vikings held her to 9. She was followed by Audrey Matheson and Maddie Schaefer, who each had 6. And Lydia Hannock had 5, along with Charlie Vanas, who had 5, and then 3 points for Ella Stengel. And coming up to join us is Viking head coach Courtney Serrar. And Coach, 2 different halves again. That first half was a little bit of a back and forth battle, but boy, did your girls assert themselves in the second half.
Yeah, I mean,
I think, the 2 days off definitely didn't help us that much. We came out a little, just looked a little flat, but, we were able to turn things around second half. I thought lots of kids played well. We made some shots. Molly Heidorn had a heck of a game. She kept that duck low in check. I was really impressed with her defense. Otherwise we had, every time in the second half when somebody's number was called, they stepped up. I talked about just having a little bit more energy coming in off the bench and giving us that little pickup. And I thought our bench kids did a great job.
How about that Meadow Keltner? She can't miss from three-point land.
No, I was telling Meadow, spot up. She's, shooting the ball well right now, and she's got confidence, which is great. We need that. It seems like every time I put her in, she knocks down threes and understands her role is to shoot it, and she does it well.
And my goodness, McKenna Shipman, 31 points tonight. She put on a show for the fans here.
Yeah, she did. Kenna's she's a walking bucket. She can put the ball in the hoop. In my opinion, is a quiet 30. She doesn't do anything, fancy or anything. She just outworks everybody. Nobody can guard her. She does a good job.
Well, that really sweet-looking underhanded layup that she made right down to our right in the second half really got some people's attention, and she just did not disappoint tonight. Overall, you had a lot of girls get into the scoring column, and that defense that they played tonight, even though you were right, they were flat offensively in the first half, but defensively, they didn't let Spring Valley get anything either.
No, I thought, we did a pretty good job defensively. I think second half we fouled a little bit too much, but otherwise, I was impressed. So,
well, after a couple of days off, you get a couple more days off because it's the weekend. Congratulations again. Thanks for stopping up and joining us, and we'll see you next week, and we'll have more Viking postgame right after this timeout. You're tuned to Viking Postgame on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
Hi, I'm Crystal, one of Santa's elves. Santa wanted to talk with you about a special program coming up on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV. But as you can see, he's pretty busy right now, so we better not disturb him. So I'll tell you what's up. A little earlier, Santa and I got together and picked out some of the very best holiday-themed old-time radio programs, and we're going to present them to you during Santa's flight on Christmas Eve. So tune in to the Northern Light Webcasting Network audio service or NLWN-TV while Santa and I bring you the best in old-time radio. It all starts at 7 p.m. on Christmas Eve. I'll see you then.
And we're back here at Spring Valley High School, along with Dan Petchow. Dan, your thoughts about this one? Now, bear in mind, you didn't see half of the first half, but...
Yeah, what I saw in the first half, I thought, Spring Valley kept it really close. And second half, they had quite a few turnovers, and then Meadow Keltner goes off, gets her 3 threes, and that just kind of opened it up in the second half.
Yeah, and those turnovers you were talking about that Spring Valley had to deal with were pretty much caused by Viking defensive pressure.
Yeah, Colfax started to press pretty hard there in the second half, and Spring Valley really didn't have an answer for that.
So we've got a couple days off before we have a bunch of basketball coming up next week. We have 2 games coming your way next Monday, so let's take a look at that. Join NLWN-TV and the Northern Light Webcasting Network on Monday, December 19th, as the Viking girls are going to travel to Eau Claire to take on the Regis Ramblers. Live coverage will begin with Viking pregame starting at 6:50 p.m., and that'll be followed by all the live play-by-play action. That's Colfax Girls Basketball, Monday, December 19th, on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV. Now, staying with Monday, join us on NLWN2 and the Northern Light Webcasting Network on Monday as we bring you the Viking boys as they're going to travel to Augusta. Dan, you're making that trip.
Yeah.
And so will Jay. You guys are going to be making that trip on down to Augusta as the Vikings will be taking on the Augusta Beavers. Live coverage will begin with Viking pregame starting at 6:50, and that'll be followed by all the live play-by-play action with Jay Fall and Dan Petchow bringing you that one on the Northern Light Webcasting Network, and NLWN-TV. And as the ad that you just saw a minute or two ago showed you, don't forget to make your plans to tune into either the Northern Light Webcasting Network audio service or NLWN-TV for our Christmas gift to you 2022. And we'll bring you the finest in Christmas-themed old-time radio programs. That's Christmas Eve beginning at 7 p.m. on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV. Tonight's Colfax High School basketball game has been brought to you by the Colfax Animal Hospital. Let Dr. Buckley and his friendly staff take care of your pet. Dairy State Bank, where they're banking on relationships. Midwest Environmental Consultants, soil testers for the Chippewa Valley. Anderson Bridges, who've been manufacturing prefabricated steel truss bridges since 1989. Slayton's Technology, IT provider for the Northern Light Webcasting Network. Mom's Restaurant and Pub in Colfax, comfort food the way Mom used to make it. And Fit Fam Nutrition of Colfax, with drinks that taste as good as their names sound, plus they're healthy. Be sure to thank these fine sponsors for bringing you Colfax Viking basketball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV. For Dan Petchow, Jay Fall, Pam Sikora, this is Rick Olson. That final score once again, Colfax Vikings 61 and the Spring Valley Cardinals 34. You've been tuned to Viking Postgame on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
You've been listening to Viking Postgame, a wrap-up of today's Colfax Viking Girls game. You can catch Colfax Vikings games by tuning in to any of the Northern Light Webcasting Network outlets. This has been a production of the Northern Light Webcasting Network.